We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Bradley Chubb, Miami Dolphins edge defender. We're going to really focus on how he's played this season because he's a player that's received a lot of criticism from the Dolphins fan base. I know a lot of people weren't a huge fan of the trade, things like that. And he's played overall decent. He kind of disappeared in the Chargers and Bills game. He definitely isn't playing up to his contract or the trade they made for him. So you still want to see improvement out of him. But I also don't think he's been as bad as some people have made it out to be. He's made some impact plays, especially against the lesser offenses. But I just want to see him, come up, play better overall. We'll look at the strengths and weaknesses of his game. This first play right here doesn't pass rush. He's kind of like spying the QB, reading the running back as well. But he's dropping into coverage way too often. He's dropping into a hook, so it's taken away some of his pass rush opportunities, which I don't know why he is. But I love the hustle play here, and then just instincts, chop the ball down, get that ball out. That was a huge game-changing momentum play early in this Patriots game. And we'll, go throughout his film and really see what he's bringing to the table this season. Overall, versus the run, I don't think he has been, super impressive, but he's not a liability at all. I just don't think as the running game, really is a big strength of him. So, he gets matched up one-on-one versus a tight end here. He can easily set the edge. He's just not going to make a bunch of impact plays versus the run. He's going to be disciplined, fill his gap. It's just not going to be super explosive or flashy, but he's not going to be, the huge liability like I was saying earlier. But yeah, just coming off, good control at the point of attack. He has enough play strength, good technique here, and just getting control, peeking to the inside. And once he sees him commit to that gap, he's able to come off of it and help stop this on a 2nd-and-1 run. So really good job on that specific play, but matched up versus the tight end, he should be making those plays for sure. This is one of Bradley Chubb's best plays of the season here, just winning to the outside. I would like to see him have more moves in his repertoire. He kind of wins in the same way very often, just sort of turning guys open, good hand usage type of thing, but that's, sort of where it ends. He doesn't, have a bunch of moves. He doesn't have the bend, which is the main problem. He's good with his hands. He can win with a few different ways with his hands. He sort of shows off a speed to power here, which is pretty nice. But then he sets this up pretty nicely to just get those hands. He's on top of them, able to create a little bit of space there and swipe it down and win to the outside. They're very fast too. His hands are very quick, precise, and then just gets around the edge and is able to finish this sack in the backfield towards the end of the game in the Patriots one, on their final drive, I believe. So very impactful there. Just need to see this on a much more consistent level. The last play of the Patriots game, they actually get him lined up, standing up on the inside. And I feel like when Phillips comes back, I wouldn't mind seeing him do this because he has enough burst. I like his first step explosiveness. I don't think he's the most athletic guy in the world, but his first step acceleration on a straight plane is pretty nice. So getting him standing up and using that athleticism to beat guards, centers, some interior guys who aren't as explosive to get to the inside, because he has enough play strength to get in between these guys. He splits in between this A gap, center sliding out to him, but he isn't enough to get on. You can see the core strength when they attack low like this, your core strength, and you're able to maintain this, and then he's able to squeeze through it, get skinny through that hole, and then force Mac Jones to throw it quickly. Because if he didn't force this pressure on this final play of the game, this completion could have been a much better throw from Mac Jones, and it would have been easily got the first, but Gesicki has to come back for it, and then everyone's able to rally and get to the ball. So Chubb actually made a very impactful, he helped win this game. Was one of the biggest impacts in the Patriots game, because they only won by 1 touchdown. He forced a fumble, had a huge sack on the at the end of the game, and then also had the pressure which forced Mac Jones to throw inaccurate and get the stop to win it. So nice impact to at least make a big play for one of the wins. I do really like when he's able to knife to the inside like this. They're sliding protection to the right and then bringing somebody across, and when he's able to move at this pace, they're bringing the tight end across to block him like this, and he's just able to slip underneath, maintain his speed, because it gives him momentum. And when he's able to build it up in a straight line like this, that's where he's able to be his most explosive. He's able to rip underneath there. Good job staying low, and then it forces Russ to get out of completion very quickly, because they're trying to create this out to the running back over here, and Wilkins is able to get this pass deflection. But Chubb making a huge pressure on this one, getting a QB hit. He's not picking up a bunch of sacks, which is unfortunate, but he is still playing, I think, better than a lot of the he's getting harsh criticism, and it's some of it's fair for sure, but because he's not living up to his contract. But just taking that out of the equation, he's playing overall, I would say, pretty decent. He did get a decent amount of one-on-one opportunities in the Bills and the Chargers game versus Deion Dawkins and Slater, and I just feel like he lost most of those battles. It wasn't every single play he lost, but it was like he definitely got neutralized in a lot of one-on-one situations. Just not showing enough in the bag here in this one-on-one. They are sliding the protection to the left here, and they're playing, man-on-man to the backside. But just getting one-on-one, he's not giving you enough here. This guy's shooting to the outside, so he kind of has to forcefully get out here. But he just gets engaged, doesn't try anything special. I just need to see more in the repertoire. He's either trying to win, with two hands, one hand, maybe using a long arm power type move and just getting him to open up. There's not enough nuance or savvy there on a consistent level that I like, that I'm not seeing it. So I just want to see him be able to play a little more consistent when rushing versus higher level tackles. Here's a 3rd and 10 situation where it's like pretty clearly they're going to pass. So he's able to, actually give like a full-on rush here, and he at least is pressuring the left tackle, making it look a little bit harder this time, and it forces Josh Allen to step up and make a throw that he probably didn't want to make. But he's still not like, it's enough to at least get some sort of pressure, but it's still him sliding to the ground. He can't win around the edge. He at least like messes up his angles here. I like this. There's a little bit of nuance here. Look at his first step to the outside like this, gets this guy to overstep, and he's just reading this, feels this, goes back to the inside, makes him open up here. He has a lot of space to work with, and then get engaged. It knocks him off balance naturally just by that little footwork at the beginning, and then it opens it back up, attack to the outside. Good job with your hands here to now win your outside leverage. You have this guy completely knocked off balance, but he doesn't have the athleticism to bend the arc. He's not a big ankle flexor bend guy, and it ends up sliding him to the ground. But he did make enough of an impact. It's just a mixed bag on that play specifically. In this Giants game, honestly, the whole defensive front was kind of beating these guys up for sure. I mean, if this ball wasn't coming out super quick just to the tight end, like he would have got a free sack here because he makes this left tackle look silly. This is kind of where he usually does his best work when he doesn't have to, he can change directions in like one step. When he has to like bend, get fluid with his hips. But when it's just his feet, it's actually pretty nice here. Look at him just stab to the outside. Good footwork. Times this up perfectly. As soon as this guy's like left foot hits the ground, he's already transitioning back to the inside. So this guy's basically crosses over his feet. That's really good timing. And if Jones isn't taking like a really quick drop to get the ball out, he gets, a nice sack there. Like this is a dominant rep by him. We just need to see him doing this type of stuff to higher level tackles. At least it doesn't have to be as dominant as this, like, because that tackle falling on the ground, that's not something you can do consistently, but you need to see him at least giving them more trouble, creating a little more constant disruption in the backfield. Another example of him sort of knifing into this space, he sees the slide. He just does a really good job of when they like slide like this, getting disruption in the backfield. They bring the tight end down looking like they want to crack back on him, but he reads the flow so quickly that he closes down, sees the wide receiver coming back across. He sees in the backfield that they kept this, so he's able to, hook this guy, slow down the wide receiver in the backfield because he can do this when he's behind the line of scrimmage. It also helps him change direction and get back to Daniel Jones and help get the pressure and hit on him with Kohu in the backfield. Just pure disruption. He's very comfortable in these areas that I've shown, a couple examples now on, and we just need to see him doing this when he gets his real one-on-one pass rush reps, because I feel not as confident as him as I do with like Phillips in a true one-on-one, Van Ginkel, even players like Christian Wilkins, and even possibly Zach Sealer have all looked more consistent on a pass rushing basis, like down to down, than Chubb has, even though Chubb is an edge defender and should be a little more effective than some of those guys. Last play, they're going to break down versus the Giants, left tackle. This is like a typical way that Bradley Chubb ends up winning, his sort of go-to move, using the footwork, setting this up like he's going to go back to the inside. We've seen the inside counter work, and then just open him up, win with his hands. His hands are very good at timing these things. He gets this guy to overextend with the punch there, engages with him, and then just throws him to the side. Little power turn type move, whatever you want to call it. Just using some strength, getting this guy off balance in his bases is usually his sort of go-to thing, create a little bit of space. But he usually needs to stay very tight because, as I was saying, he's not the most flexible in the lower half. And Tyrod's sort of escaping, and he's not able to get quite, the pressure there that you get the pressure, but he's not able to finish the sack, which is one of his issues. At least with some of the other guys like Wilkins will get a lot of pressures to the inside, maybe not creating the sack that he wants, but usually when he's getting those pressures, other guys are there to get the sack. You can't always go too far past the quarterback. So it's just, a combination of things that I think have kept him back a little bit, held him back his game. I just want to see him playing at a higher, more consistent level throughout the season. Yeah, so Bradley Chubb, not like super confident. I mean, when they made the trade, I liked him as a player. I thought his film was better in Denver overall for sure, but I didn't love that they gave up a first round pick. I didn't think I saw like that was worth it. Plus, I never like giving up picks. I'm a big draft person, so I'm not a big fan of most trades when it involves giving up first rounders, unless it's like Tyreek Hill. But Bradley Chubb overall has played decent. Need to see him play up better to his contract, and I thought would be one of the guys to be better at the start of the season, which he hasn't played bad, but I thought, in the new system for everyone, he has experience playing in the Fangio scheme, that he would be up to, like the highest level early on compared to most of the guys that, are new to this. And I just don't think we've seen that yet. So fair to criticize for sure. I think some people are being a little too harsh with it, but yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on Bradley Chubb. So if you guys know the video, make sure to like, comment, peace, 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 peace.